Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. I'm so happy you found us. I'm Lisa, and this is Creativity and Inspiration. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having an amazing Monday. Yes, I am on schedule. This is amazing. Hopefully I get this edited and posted, which is my goal. All the other videos have already gone up because they actually didn't go up last week. But you guys are right on schedule. I'm trying to film all these videos before the holiday because I'm not going to work on Christmas. But on Monday the 26th, you guys will have a what I got for Christmas video if you're interested. But today, I've got a lot of stuff on my desk, don't I? I do. And it's all for you. Woo! So today, by the title of the video, ideas for using wax in journals. So how can you use wax? I'm going to show you. And besides that, I'm going to talk about some information maybe you didn't know, maybe you do. I'm going to give you some different kinds of wax, and then I'm going to give you a few more. Because those little wax pellets are very expensive. But anyway, before we get into all the fun that is my messed up desk here, you want to know what was in the advent calendar for Monday? I'm very excited. It's a very beautiful red acrylic paint. Look how pretty. That is such a beautiful color. I almost wish that was like a nail polish and like maybe a lipstick. I guess I should have gotten a beauty calendar. They all had red lipsticks in them. Anyway, so let's talk about ideas for using wax in your journals. Before we do that, I just want to give a quick rundown on the types of wax available and maybe some alternatives. And we're actually going to try out one alternative today. I've never tried it, so we'll kind of be experimenting together. But first, I will link the website below where I got this information. But petronaftico.com, I don't know. Wax for art conservation. Did you know wax is archival? Archival. I did not know that. Paraffin wax is archival. Beeswax is archival. And a kind of wax called microcrystalline. This is what they do for art conservation. After they get it all clean and they put the wax on, which is brightening it up. So those three waxes I just named are all archival. So if you were worried about using wax because you wanted your journal to stay archival, paraffin, beeswax, and microcrystalline wax are all archival. So, where do you find these? You can find paraffin wax anywhere. I found the cheapest. It's not the nice little dots you see people with. Those are $9.99. Paraffin little balls of wax that you can easily melt are $9.99 from Joann's. I didn't see any at Walmart. I got this Gulf Wax household paraffin wax for canning, candle making, and many other uses. This was $3.69, and it is 1 pound of paraffin wax, which will last me forever unless I decide to make a candle. It comes in like little soap blocks. See if I can get them out. It comes in like little soap blocks, and you do have to grate it, cut it. But $3.69, and you get 4 of these. And again, this is 1 pound of paraffin wax. I don't think that's too bad. Might be too much. The other kind, the beeswax, is the little pellets. Walmart had those. They're not going in yellow. They won't be here till Wednesday. But I'm going to use those for an art thing that I'm working on for my solo show. At Joann's, beeswax was running $26, $30. Beeswax is really expensive. So I'm just throwing that out there. And then the microcrystalline wax, which is the other archival wax from Joann's, little pellets of it, was $12.99 for a 1 pound bag. And the $9.99 paraffin was a 1 pound bag. So you get just as much as this, only you're paying 3 times as much. But you don't have to cut it. It's in the little pellets. So those are the 3 from this website. This is their archival. And that's really cool. And we're going to use some of the paraffin wax today. But if you don't care if it's archival, I had an idea today. Because what if I wanted to do something like this, but I wanted to make it look vintage, and I didn't want to use coffee dyed tea stained. I didn't want to use my ink to age it. Was there an option? And I got this big old bottle of Waverly Antique Wax in the color brown. So we're going to see how this does. But maybe you don't want to try something new. Oh, by the way, got this from Walmart. It was $12.99. So, but maybe you don't want to do those. Maybe you don't want to spend this much money. Maybe you're looking for something even less expensive. You don't care if it's archival. You don't really care if it, ages something. You can get little candle melts from Dollar Tree, $1.25. I got lavender because it was like the least obnoxious smell. I have migraines that are triggered by smells. So I got lavender. It doesn't smell bad. And you can, shave little bits off. Same as I'm going to do with the paraffin. Okay, so this is a $1.25 option. You can always, if you want a little color in your wax, you can always do crayons. These are metallic, but you can do regular crayons, whatever. Again, I got 8 metallic crayons from Dollar Tree for $1.25. Actually, I think I paid $1 for these because it was before everything went up. But anyway, so Dollar Tree does have options. They might even have some paraffin wax dots. They have improved over the years. I don't know. I did not go to my local Dollar Tree. So before you spend $3.69 or $9.99 at Joann's, and I'm sure Michael's and Hobby Lobby are very similar, before you spend any money, check out your local Dollar Tree, because I do not know. So how do you melt this? Well, why I like this idea was it goes on with a paintbrush. It's liquid already. I just have to open it and spread it on. We're going to see how that goes. Never tried it before. The paraffin and all the other type waxes, you have to melt with an iron. And I would suggest using an old iron. You can put parchment paper over it and iron on top of the parchment. Still an old iron, because that parchment paper is waxy and it's going to mess up your iron. This was our clothes iron, and because it got messed up, don't ask. Now this is my crafting iron. As you can see, why? Looks like something burnt, doesn't it? I don't know what happened. I don't ask. So, when we do the paraffin, when we do the paraffin, we'll need the iron. And if we try any of these other ones, we'll need the iron. So what do you put it on? Absolutely anything you want to. What can you put on? You put on absolutely everything. Anything your heart desires. You can put it on bright white. You can put it on old book pages. You can put it on craft envelopes with stuff already on there. Yes, we're going to do this one. In fact, we're going to put the paraffin wax on this right here. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. We're going to stamp some things. And you can put wax over regular old ink stamped on. Okay? You can put it on guest checks. You can put it on this random piece of ephemera. You can put it on window envelopes, this random piece of tea-dyed paper, or this random piece of scrapbook paper, either side. So what I'm missing, you can put it on journaling cards, tags, belly bands, tuck spots, journal pages, journal covers, bookmarks, tabs. What am I missing? You can put it on anything. So, how do you do it? The how is what we're going to do now. And I'm going to show that after you do it and it dries, you can decorate something the way you would always decorate something. You don't have to change your way of doing anything because you put wax on it. So what am I going to use? Well, to try out my little antique wax liquid form here, we're going to use this little guest check. That is plain. I just folded it in half outright because I don't know why. For the paraffin wax, we're going to use this little hot chocolate flip out journal that I already made, and we are going to just go for it, and we're going to put it right over the whole cover. So come in closer and let's just get to creating. And everything else we're not going to put wax on. Oh, you know, I'll probably have to do some of the lavender. I'll do that on this little vintage recipe page that I folded into a really simple kind of crappy style envelope, but that's the only envelope I can make without my little envelope punch, and I didn't want to do that. So I just folded one page up. I'm going to sew the sides, and you can fold it down, and there's your envelope. And that's what we'll do the lavender on. And the crayons, what are we going to do? Oh, just for fun. Just for fun, I'll cut out one of these little journaling cards on this piece of scrapbook paper, and we'll dribble some crayon melted wax. Not dribble it, sorry. We'll scrape it onto here and use our little iron to melt it. Everything else is going to get out of the way. Oh, while you're waiting on me to clean up and get everything more secure and more organized for you guys to come over here, if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that little bell, because, guys, you think this year's been good and we have a whole nother week left. Plus, next year, we have big things coming. We might have some custom stuff coming. And we're going to plan on one journal a month. I said that. One journal a month. So you don't want to miss out. So hit that subscribe button and that little bell. Plus, we will continue to do our art segment once a week just because I like it. I hope you guys like it. I might just, I don't know, cut it down a little bit. It gets kind of long. But I was trying to squeeze in a whole lot. Sorry about that. Well, surprise, we're out in the garage because, well, a couple of things. I was going to open this out here because I thought, ooh, what if I go and, you know, spill it all over our floor or my desk. Glad I did. This stinks. So, if you use, oops, sorry, the light went off. If you use the Waverly wax, definitely do it outside. It's kind of strong. Now, can you see that? It's also very dark. But we're going to go through with this because I want to see. Now, keep in mind, this is not a paper product. This is a furniture product. But, you know, come on. We can use things for multiple things, right? So anyway, we're going to try this. I'm going to use very, very little. Like a very little. And I'm just going to... Ooh, that's like brown paint. Okay, I have an idea. So we're going to put this on and we're going to spread it out. And I can do that on the cabinet out here because it's a garage cabinet, right? I don't think he'll even notice or remember what was out here. Now what I'm doing is pulling my, if you can see, I'm pulling my brush across on the side, so I'm not trying to put any more wax down. I'm actually trying to wipe off some wax. You could also do that same thing with a paper towel. You could do that same thing with a paper towel. You could use, you know, any type of rag you have. And even doing that, I'm going to come back and get a paper towel and wipe it off really quickly. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I got a garage paper towel, which is a paper towel. And I'm just going to wipe any excess off that I can get off. I think it would be okay. I think it just needs to be even less. Like, this is grungy looking, if you've ever seen the grunge style. Which, if you like that, that's awesome. Then you should really like this. Okay, so I've pulled off as much as I can. It's not bad. It's really not that bad. It does have a waxy texture to it. But it's supposed to be, it's matte wax, which means it's not going to be gloss, obviously, right? It's not going to have a shine, which is fine because I didn't want my guest check to have a waxy shine to it. I like it. We're going to let it dry while we go play with the other wax. And we'll come back to this and see how it looks, how light or dark it is. One, once it dries, but two, once we take it in good lighting. Because again, I am in my garage and it is afternoon. The overhead light went off, so I just have the garage lights. And one is going out to work, one is completely out. And we can't change them, so. Alright, I'm going to throw this away. I'm going to leave it out here to dry because it did smell. Alright. Okay, guys, we are back in. I left that out there to dry, but I'll go get it in just a second. I think it really is going to be fine. Once it dries, it's going to lighten up. Plus, once we get in here under the bright light, I think it will be better. We're going to put this here, and I'm just going to take my little craft knife, and I am going to shave. But you know what? Before I do that, I am going to change the batteries. Just like that, see? It's really easy to do. I'll show you up close in just a second. Alright guys, so I'm plugging in my iron so it can heat up. Hopefully this thing still works. I'm pretty sure it does. Hopefully it doesn't blow my power. Oh, look, it turned on. That's always a good sign, right? Alright, well that is heating up, pointed away. I'm going to show you how my little brick of wax is doing here. Because this is working great. I have tons of little flecks coming off. This is easy, guys. This is basically even easier than doing the furniture wax. I'm surprised. Just doing that with my little craft knife, you can see how much I got. So as soon as this gets hot, we'll melt it, spread it around on our envelope. While we're waiting, let's stamp on our journaling card we cut out so we can see how the wax does on top. I'm doing black stamps because my card is, and I want them to show up. So we'll do over our stamps in just a minute. Let's melt this wax, shall we? I have it about on 3 and I have 6 settings. So it's about medium heat. I might got a little too much, but that's okay. We'll flip it over and we'll put some things on the, none was on the iron. Okay. So that's how it looks. Looks pretty cool. Now, we'll put this over here. We'll get our journaling card. We just stamped the ink on. And we'll get some more. I'll try to spread this out better. And then you can see how it looks. I mean, that is so easy to do. Alright, now I'm going to bring my iron back. I've got the same little paraffin flakes on there. As you can see, it doesn't smudge your ink at all. Looks really good. Okay. Now I'm going to do it over this paper hot chocolate mug. I'm going to put some on the paper hot chocolate mug, just like that. Got my iron still on 3. And it really darkened the cup up. But see, it didn't come up, didn't hurt it. So you can do it over paper, you can do it over ink. This is the paraffin, beeswax, and the crystalline wax will work the same way. Alright, I'm going to flip my journaling card over and show you with the candle melt. Smells good. Easy again to just shave some off with a little craft knife. Like you're whittling. Careful though when you get the stuff off. And the smell on this one, it dissipates after a little while. Like your journaling card will probably smell good for a little while. But then when it's out, you know, for a while it will stop smelling. Okay. Now this is the candle melt from the Dollar Tree, $1.25. Ooh, it smells good. As you can see, it just darkens up your paper a little bit. Now I'm going to do the Crayola on the other side of the envelope. Where are my crayons? Oh, there they are. Actually, they're not Crayola, are they? Are they? I don't remember. Oh, they are. Maybe I didn't get these from Dollar Tree. Maybe these came from Walmart. I've had these for a while, but, you know, it doesn't matter. Oh, I don't want to use that color. I want to use a color that will be easy to see. Let's use this easy blue color. Okay. We're going to use this pretty blue color. And again, same procedure, just taking my craft knife and scraping off some wax. Now these are processed and formed fired to fit into a mold to be a certain shape. They have color in them. These have glitter. I don't think the glitter will show up, but it might. If you use your crayons, they are a little harder. This is the first one that's been a little more difficult to get off, but everything else has been super simple. Okay, but I think I got enough on there. Oh, let's try to get that off my fingers. And again, just, oh, that was purple. Okay, and there you can see, crayons make pretty wax melts. The purple wax melts actually were clear. Here it is. You can see there's just a color difference between where we did it and where we didn't. Here's where we did, here's where we didn't. Just a slight color variation. If I did it thicker, of course there would be a difference. You can see the wax on this side as well. The wax really shows up well on the vintage paper. I think because this paper is thinner. But again, it shows up well on the craft envelope as well. And it made my little hot chocolate mug way darker. So that's a good thing. Now, how would I decorate this? Because it's got wax on it. Can I decorate it as normal? Let me turn my iron. What did I just do? So I don't know anything about this iron. Oh, you know what? Let me turn it off. I have to unplug it. Hold on. Iron is off. Now, so how would I go about decorating this? I'm going to decorate this side. You know what? Let me go get the guest check too in a minute so we can see it. But let me decorate the envelope real quick. Okay, I had a piece of yarn I'm looking for. Not yarn. Ribbon. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the ribbon that I had. Oh no! I did the heat on my desk. Oh, where the wax was. Okay. Alright, where is... Now this is a garage towel too, so if you're wondering why I don't care about using the wax on there, it's a garage towel. Oh, here it is. Okay, so to decorate this, I might come in and decide I want to stamp it. So I'm going to get a stamp. And I'm going to throw a little bit of music stamp up there. Okay, and guess what? You can stamp over and under wax, so you can decorate any journaling card, tag, whatever, just like you always do. Then you can attach, you know, your yarn and your die cut. And it's all going to stick because it's no different than it was, except it's going to have a cool texture. That's what wax does. It just adds a cool texture. Everything else stays exactly the same. Now, let me go get the journaling card. Okay, guys, this is our guest check. It looks really good, just grungy, like if you coffee dyed your paper for a long time. I think if you wanted it lighter, you could definitely use less of the Waverly Antique wax. They also have a white and a clear, so you could get the clear. That method was super simple. It has the same texture as everything else I used. Way easier and less mess. But it did cost more than the paraffin, the candle melts, and the crayons. And again, you can decorate this the same way you decorate that you would decorate it no matter what. So you just pretend that that's just coffee stain instead of, then you could put that like that. It really pops. It's really cool. It's a different thing. And this is something that if you sell your journals or you give them as gifts, you could set up a list in the front of the journal. Well, there are 5 waxed tags. This wax is really cool. It's blah, 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 blah. If you wanted to highlight some of the unique properties, maybe that some of your ephemera or journal held that maybe other people don't use in theirs, okay? You can also stitch over this if you wanted to, all around it. I'll do a little stitching. I'll go ahead and glue this down for you so you can see that it just does the same thing. We're going to add a little waxed piece of paper under it, just to, layer it up like we normally would. All I'm getting is a very little piece of music paper and a little piece of coffee stain paper. And there you can see one is grungy, one's not. If this is too dark, like I said, they have a clear one if you wanted the easier method. Where? Oh, there it is. Ignore the ball part of this. I'm just going to use the green part. I'm going to put it under like that. And then again, I'm going to throw that over like that. That just adds a little more interest, kind of breaks up the dark if you wanted to break it up. And again, you could stitch over this. Let me go do that so you can see. You can sew around it. It doesn't gunk up your machine. You can sew around it. It doesn't gunk up your machine at all. Same thing with all of these other ones. You can sew around them. It won't gunk up your machine. Wax is just a nice, different technique to add a little bit of different kind of texture to ephemera. You could do this on a journal page, no problem. I mean, it would look like that. If you did the colored wax, you would do the whole page, half the page, whatever you wanted. And again, decorating is the same. You can glue, you can, tape, you can put washi sticks, you can sew on it, you can glue on it, you can do anything you want, just like you normally do. So how can you use wax in your journals? Well, you can use it to highlight certain images, areas. You can use it to create interesting texture. Or you can use it to give your ephemera a totally different look than it would normally have. So wax is something really good with the minimal cost. If you stay away from the beeswax, wax is, very cheap. Unless you go after the beeswax, then you're going to pay a little more. But it's a great tool to use. And it adds interest, adds something different, adds texture. And it's something, if you did a list of, bragging points that you put in the front of every journal you sell or give away, it's something to list because it's very different. And what impressed me the most, and again, the website will be linked down below, is that paraffin, beeswax, and that microcrystalline wax is all archival. So anyway, guys, thank you for being here with me. I will see you on Wednesday. I think we are talking all about watercoloring, which I'm pretty excited about. I think we're talking all about watercolor paints, which I'm pretty excited about. And I'll have 2 more days of our Advent calendar open for you. On Friday, let me see what you have to look forward to. On Friday, we're going to create a sample journal. A journal to hold all these cool things that we make all the time. We need some place to store them. And I'll tell you why it's a good thing to make this with me, because next year we are going to be making a lot of stuff that you're going to want to keep for future reference. Next week, after the holiday, we are going to have what I got for Christmas video, because I think that's like obligatory. And we are going to have a vision journal. I don't like vision boards. We're going to do a vision journal. But we might do a vision board too. You might get a 2-for-1. That will be next Friday. And of course next Wednesday, if we get any cool things for art for Christmas that are art related, we might have some demos next Wednesday. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a great start to your week. I will see you on Wednesday. Much love, and please don't forget, hit that subscribe button and that little bell. We are trying to get to 1,000 by December 31st, And we are like 292 away. 192.